Here.
I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call, please. And you are? Nelson. Here. Cotton.
Here.
Kenny. Lindsay.
Here.
O'Brien.
Here.
Mr. Decker.
Here.
Yep. And Mooney. Here. Thank you. Okay, I'd like to make a motion, need a motion to open for public comment on agenda items only.
I make a motion to open public comments on agenda items only. Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any comments on the agenda?
That's all I got there. I didn't have a chance to read it yet today.
Make a motion to close?
Well, can I?
Yeah.
One question?
Yeah.
What's our quorum
Three.
that we need? It is three.
It is three, yeah. We have five and three is what's
I
needed.
know it's an odd number, but, I understand we're voting on something that's kind of important tonight. And shouldn't we have all members present on the ordinance voting for the, HC?
We're not voting on the ordinance tonight, we're just introducing it. So there's a few more steps that are gonna be before we actually vote on the ordinance.
Okay, so this is just the
Just the-
introduction.
Just the introduction.
Okay,
Yep.
thank you.
Yep. Any other comments? Anybody online?
Yes,
Suzanne,
Suzanne?
yeah, I have my hand raised both ways. Two
Yeah, go ahead.
Good luck, Suzanne.
things.
Go ahead.
The roads were terrible, so I had to walk back up my driveway because I don't like driving in bad weather. But anyway, so I would have wanted to be in person. Two things. One is the MWA funding. That's never happened before. It seems to me like a big conflict of interest now that there's a Township Committee member directly involved in the watershed. That's number one. Number two, what about all the other nonprofits like the Raritan Headwaters Association? Why are we singling out the Musconetcong Watershed Association for donation? That just makes no sense to me, and it seems like a conflict of interest in my mind. The second thing is what Steve Bardecker was talking about, the introduction of the ordinance to change the actual ordinances. It's not in the best interest of the town. I understand there's going to be a public hearing. I've raised my concerns many times at the planning board hearings and was told, well, it's just a suggestion. Well, the Township Committee usually doesn't act on these things. Here we are, the first meeting of the year, and it's already being acted on? That's ridiculous. That's disingenuous, and it's not in the good intentions of the township. And I don't know how much you're hearing over my poor internet connection, but I would have said it's just mind-boggling how disingenuous and bad taste both of those items are. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I do have comments,
Okay.
if you don't mind, and I would like to get them off my chest now. Okay,
Judy?
Yes?
just wanted to let everyone know that we're experimenting with using closed captioning in this session for the first time. If it works well, we're going to continue using it going forward to improve accessibility to the website.
Sounds good. Yeah, Paul mentioned that to me, that you were testing that, so that's great.
So,
Thank you.
Barbara Cochran, 507 Charlestown Road. The underlying changes in Ordinance 497/2025, Section 1 regarding Bethlehem Township Code 10215 are drafted to please one customer who holds a lot of power over the members of this body. Block 34, lot 12 will be merging two
Barbara,
zones.
this is agenda items only,
It is,
so.
it is in the
there will be
agenda. It's a
also the other-
resolution. It's a resolution
Which resolution is
There's-
up?
of zoning changes.
There's no resolution for zoning changes, it's an ordinance.
Ordinance, pardon. No ordinance.
Right,
I always confused. So it is in the agenda, right?
yes, but it's, okay, go ahead.
Thank you. Block 34, lot 12 will be merging two zones, mountain residential and highway commercial, in one highway commercial lot, allowing
Okay, Barbara, this would be better suited for the public comments at the end. Okay, this was agenda items,
I just
so
want
we
to
get the,
get on my.
I understand. okay.
Yeah.
Anybody else? Okay, motion to close public comment on agenda items.
Make a motion to close public comment on agenda items. Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay, for the resolutions, I'm gonna be grouping, the next three. They all have to deal with either tax cancellations or tax, redemptions. So I'm going to need, motion for resolution 2025.22, authorizing cancellation of record. Block 32, lot 59, resolution 2025.23, tax cancellation, block 8, lot 11. Resolution 2025.24, tax redemption, block 37, lot 30. Can I have a motion, please?
To adopt those three resolutions as stated. Second.
Since they involve, money, roll call, please.
Cotton,
Yes.
Mr. Kenny, Lindsay,
Yes.
Nelson,
Yes.
Mr. Muir,
I need a motion to adopt resolution 2025.25 in support of, HR 4333 and Senate Bill number 1631 regarding support of investigating of the drones over New Jersey beginning back in, November.
I make a motion to adopt resolution 2025-2025 in support of HR resolution 4333, that's at 1631. Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
I need to adopt a motion on an amendment of resolution number 2025.03. This is because of the designating of the official newspapers, which we are changing because of the reason that some of the newspapers are no longer being printed. So can I have that motion, please?
I make a motion to adopt resolution 2025.03-A, designation of official newspapers. Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
And the same, I need a motion to adopt resolution 2025.08. We are amending it because the newspapers were also mentioned in that resolution.
Make a motion to adopt resolution 2025.08-A, as mentioned.
Thank you. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. I need a motion to pay the bills in the amount of $2,854,097.58. Of that, $1,355,244 goes to the Bethlehem Township Board of Education. $656,636.67 for North Hundred and Voorhees, Board of Ed. County taxes in the amount of $563,728.68. County library taxes, $57,540.78, and county open space taxes of $55,963.20. I have that motion.
I make a motion to pay all the bills as stated. Second.
Roll call?
Cotton,
Aye.
Mr. Kenny, Lindsay,
Yes.
Nelson,
Yes.
Mr. Muir,
Thank you. And, Tom, I'm gonna flip this since we have our public safety official here, so I'd like, so that he can, get on his way on this very snowy night.
Good evening, everyone. Those of you who don't know me, I'm Trip Dealer and this, I work at Perryville Barracks. So to get started with the December 2024 activity report, a bit slower of a month than November. Investigation wise, there were 5 investigations. Nothing of no trends or anything like that. They were all isolated incidents. 25 operations reports, your medicals, fires, 911 hang-ups, stuff like that. Accidents were a bit up, but we had some bad weather last month. 14 motor vehicle accidents. Only 5 of those were on the back roads, 9 of them were on the interstates. And as far as drunk driving reports, there were 6 drunk driving reports, 2 of those being on the back roads. Everything else was on the interstate. I don't have anything else, but if anyone has any questions, bring back the station and get you some answers.
Any questions? I just have one, any scams or anything in town?
No, everything was nothing, no identity theft, anything like that. I know a couple months ago you guys were dealing with that, but
Right.
nothing of note in that area, so.
Okay.
All right.
Great. Thank you so much, appreciate it.
Have a good night, everyone.
Yeah, you too.
Okay, true. I'll bring back to you.
Okay, report of municipal engineer, Mr. Decker.
Okay, few updates, nothing major. For the DOT road projects, Brunswick Pike is in the final review from DOT for our final payment on that. So Jen should be getting an electronic payment shortly. The roads that we recently had paved in the Fox Farm Estate, Williver, Faro, Cornish, and Swayze, we had core results obtained. There are some penalties, meaning that there's a reduction in the payment that gets made to the contractor. The contractor is having some additional cores done, and we take the average. So those payments, and I've already spoken to Jen, those payments will be held for a while until we get the coring situated. And we're also starting to gear up for the Hickory Ridge Section 1 mill and pave project, which is also DOT funded for 2025. The New Jersey DCA grant application, recreation grant application, is due at the end of the month. Met on Friday with Ms. Nelson and Mr. Muir at the community center, and we brainstormed some ideas on what we could do there, and we're putting together that proposal. That application is due the end of the month, so I'll get a draft out to Jen. Jen was also there during the meeting, and I'll get a concept out, and then we can apply for those funds as well. Otherwise, that's all I have. I will say I did turn on the closed caption in lieu. It is coming across pretty good on my end. So that's all I had, unless there's any questions.
Want to thank you for your help on the grants, because we're going to be doing another round. Depending on what we get, it's really, really cool things.
You're welcome.
Any questions for Mr. Decker from the committee? Okay,
All right.
thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, there being no old business, moving on to new business, I am going to table the Musconetcong Watershed Association donation tonight, as we do not have a quorum. As we know, Mr. Cotton will be recusing himself, so we do not have a quorum to vote on that tonight, so that is tabled until the next meeting. Next will be the introduction of ordinance number 497.2025, amending and revising chapter 102, the land use and development of the Township Code. We will be referring this to the planning board for master plan consistency. We are hoping to get that onto the agenda for January 27th for that meeting for planning board. And a public hearing will be scheduled for February 6th, 2025 here for the Township Committee. Can I get a motion to introduce?
Make a motion to introduce.
Second.
All those, do we need a roll call since the ordinance?
Cotton,
Yes.
Mr. Kenny? Lindsay,
Yes.
Nelson,
Yes,
Mr. Muir? Thank you.
and I also need a motion to refer said ordinance to the planning board for the master plan consistency review. Can I get that, please?
Make a motion to refer said ordinance to planning board for the master plan consistency review. Second.
Roll call, please.
Cotton,
Yes.
Mr. Kenny? Lindsay,
Yes.
Nelson,
Yes.
Mr. Muir? Thank you.
Okay, we had an email report of our tax collector, which was for December 2024. We also had an email report of our animal control official for December 2024. As we know, we don't get emailed reports for January. The email reports of all of our various support and professionals will resume in February. Report of township attorney?
No report, I just have a brief, matter for exec
Okay,
litigation.
litigation, thank you. Safety coordinator, Mr. Lindsay?
Nothing from the report at this time. The defibrillators are provided from the park for the winter, being kept in the DPW office. And, probably try reaching out to the insurance company to set up for next, meeting or see, probably, after this is done.
Sounds good. Report of finance coordinator, that's Paul and myself. Not much to report right now, other than that we will be moving into budgeting season, and we will let the public know when we go into our public budgeting sessions. Report of land use coordinator, that's myself. Yes, as we know, affordable housing will be on the docket. And yes, the ordinance are going to be referred over to the land use board for their next meeting on the 27th. Other than that, as far as I know, there may be a couple of applications coming up before the board, and that will be about it. Board of governing body members, Mr. Cotton, anything to report?
No report for me.
Sounds good. Mr. Lindsay?
And, no report for me.
For myself, I really just want to announce that we have new zoning hours. They're going to be on Monday nights. Actually, I think we started last week, right, Jen?
Yes.
The Monday nights, 4:30 PM to 6 PM. We have a new zoning officer.
No, 4 to 5:30.
Oh, 4 to 5:30. Okay, I apologize. 4 PM to 5:30 PM. We have our new zoning officer, and those are going to be her hours. Her name is Sarah, and she'll be over in the other building. Report to Township Administrator?
I just wanted to remind everyone about animal licenses that are due by the end of the month. They're coming in, so that's great, and just. But you did good. Yeah, so if we can just, get as many as we can in, and any questions, Monica is here on Tuesdays. Right.
Thank you very much. Report of the mayor, I did not receive any report from Paul. We are running ahead of schedule tonight. He said he may try to be here by 8, but looks like we will not get the report of the mayor tonight. And yes, now can we open for public comments, for general public comments, please?
Make a motion to open the public comments. Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Go ahead, Barbara.
Beefy.
Barbara Cochran, 507 Charlestown Road. The underlined changes in ordinance 497, 2025, section 1, regarding Bethlehem Township Code 10215 are drafted to please one customer who holds a lot of power over the members of this body. Block 34, Lot 12 will be merged into zone mountain residential and highway commercial in one highway commercial lot, allowing the legal public settlement to proceed. The same lot 34, lot 12 will be allowed multiple uses if this ordinance is codified, officially permitting activities that have been ongoing for the past 5 years with no informants to complaints. I do not know who really oversees this township. What I understand is that the high-density development of truck parking lots, car sales, car washes, and so forth is not in line with the wording of the regional map of the Highlands Regional Master Plan and our regional master plan review, nor close to the land use element, which, by the way, was not submitted for review to the Highland Council. What you're proposing with these zone changes and uses will destroy the Highlands Preservation Area along Route 173. I understand how each of you on this board individually will benefit politically or economically by confirming these rules. I do understand. Unfortunately, what was never discussed with hard data is how these changes might benefit the 3,700 souls in Bethlehem Township you're supposed to serve. You should take the time to explain and convince with good references how all these changes will affect Bethlehem Township residents and how new high-density industrial development, if passed, will avoid this place from becoming another mediocre suburban town where the manufacturing and industrial buildings were poorly blended with the so-called vernacular architecture. Thank you.
Thank you. Border?
Steve Barnecker, Mine Road. First of all, the new zoning officer, the hours, 4:30 to
4 to 5:30
4 to
p.m.
5.
Yeah, 4 to
On
5:30
Monday.
on Mondays, Monday evenings,
You're not gonna have any weekend hours?
by appointment.
Didn't say that.
I'm sorry.
You didn't say that.
Oh, I didn't say that?
No.
She'll be, we will do our best to accommodate the residents, but those are gonna be her hours. That is her availability.
Okay,
Yeah.
and why did we change zoning officers again?
We just felt the change was needed.
Was that because the zoning officer agreed with one of our residents about his, change in, or his plan for his pole barn?
I'm not gonna get into the specifics, Mr. Bordecker, but we just figured that a change was needed. And we felt that she would be a good fit for this town.
Okay, and, Jesus.
Yeah.
Again, I agree with, I'm sorry. Barbara. A lot of these changes for the master plan and the zoning, a lot of the people in town do not agree with. And you're voted in to represent people of the town. So that's what you're supposed to be doing, not what is fair to several commercial properties. And it's supposed to be the majority. Mr. Muir is not here tonight. And we still have not got a ruling on whether Mr. Muir can vote on anything regarding the master plan and or the zoning. According to the state ethics board, he should have recused himself right from the beginning. Right from the beginning. So we have an issue there with this moving forward after this. And I like Mr. Cotton, but he should not be allowed to vote on any of this since he hasn't been involved in any of the discussions or any of the planning boards. I mean, not that I've attended every one, but I've never seen him in any of them. So where are we going with that and how is that gonna move forward?
Going to be moving forward as planned. Anything that Mr. Muir, he will speak for himself, Mr. Bardecker, as to what his plans are moving forward, but right now we are following the procedure on following the steps. that have
Okay,
been
but
laid out.
this is a legal question.
Yeah, I don't think it's a conflict. Mr. Muir's zoning isn't changing.
Say that again?
Mr. Muir's, the lot, Mr. Muir's business on is not changing.
No, but the one next to him is. That's a direct conflict. According to our zoning, our ordinances, and the state ethics committee.
I would respectfully disagree with them.
Okay, well, we'll see when those charges file.
Okay.
Thank you.
Anyone online? Suzanne
Yes.
speaking?
Suzanne.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Are you ready for me?
Yes, go ahead.
Okay. A few things. Who is that joined with not a name? I thought we had always had to have a name.
I'm keeping a close tabs on them, just in case they're a resident who doesn't know what they're doing.
Well, Lou, that breaks your policy that you very clearly state on the website and we all adhere to. So that's really not fair. That
I'm
person
just
should
trying
not
to be fair to
here if
people.
they don't
I'm just
have a
trying to
name.
be people who don't know how to change their name.
Well, give me a
My
break.
finger is
I don't
literally
think
on the
it's
kill
fair.
button. My finger is literally on the kill button to destroy
Well,
their
I say
process.
kill it because the next question I have is the ordinance that is 497, 2025. You said it's going to have a public hearing on the 6th of February, but it has
Yes.
to go for the planning board for consistency. That doesn't give it a lot of time. Number one, it seems like it's being rushed. Number two, I'm going to state right here now, and I'll state it again in the planning board. It is not consistent with the master plan. The master plan clearly said trying to keep this town rural. Adding truck stops to highway commercial is not keeping this town rural. So in my mind, it is not consistent. But I keep repeating myself, and no one seems to give a shit that, sorry, excuse my language, except all the people and residents in the town that actually do care and don't have a monetary reason for doing this, if there is one. My next question is about the ordinance. I guess you guys didn't read it because there was a typo in it and it said borough. So just, we are not a borough. The next thing is the zoning officer. Since she is brand new and she's not from this area, would it be possible, number one, for her to come to a township committee meeting to introduce herself? And also, will she be emailing her reports like the previous zoning officer? And will you be reading those reports in public, including any of the complaints and any outstanding, whatever they call violations?
I'll take your second question first. We are actually hoping that the reporting gets better. In terms of from the zoning officer with more detail and with more consistency, coming from the zoning officer, including complaints. And, they usually are held by the first meeting of every month. So to answer your question is yes, we are hoping to improve that process. To the second one, I can certainly talk to Paul to see if she would be willing to introduce herself to the residents.
It's Sarah, right? Her name's Sarah. I
Sarah,
forgot
yeah.
it, Nees or something.
Yeah, exactly.
She's a zoning officer for Tewksbury, I believe.
Correct. She's
Okay,
also a
yeah.
planning board secretary?
In Glen Gardner.
Yeah, she's planning board secretary for Glen Gardner as well, so she is familiar with the area.
Oh, that's good. Yeah, it would be good to meet her in person, because we don't really know her. So that would be great if that could happen. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you. Anyone else? Anyone else online? It's hard for me to see from here.
Yeah,
No.
no, screen across top, yeah, okay, and that, Chris? See where it says across the top?
Yeah.
Anybody else?
I don't think there's anybody else waving their hands. I just want to make sure. Anybody else in the room while we're waiting?
It's there, now, thank you, Chris.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I think that was Chris's upload.
Yeah. Okay, I think that is it then. May I have a motion to close public comments?
Make the motion to close public comments. Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Make a motion to go into executive session for one litigation. No action I would assume would be taken, correct? So we will not be coming back into public session. Make a motion?
To go into executive session, we discuss one litigation item, but no action to be taken.
Have a second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.